Chaz all the way back. McCormick at the wall. We'll watch it go. That'll be the third extra base hit of the game for Nolan Arenado and a home run to make it 8-0 St. Louis. Arenado's second home run of the season.
It's one thing to get 2 doubles and a home run from former Astros enemy Nolan Arenado last night. It's another to find out why he's not a Houston Astro. He's off to a pretty good start. He's hitting what? 312. You heard his second home run of the season, 2 doubles as well in a game where the Astros offense didn't really show much. Nolan Arenado didn't just do that to you during the game. Before the game, he explained why he did not waive his no trade clause to be traded to the Houston Astros a couple of weeks ago. And honestly, the more that I read this story about it that Chandler Rome put together in The Athletic, Nolan Arenado reminds me a little bit of me. Very indecisive about options. So he likes the Astros. As far as Jose Altuve is concerned, before yesterday's game, Arenado said he's probably the greatest hitter of our generation as far as bat-to-ball skills, end quote. Can you remember the last time that somebody who is not Jose Altuve's teammate complimented him like that? Seriously. All the Yankees just bitch about how he won the MVP in 2017. I feel like the Dodgers did something similar. That's honestly the first praise I feel like I've heard of Jose Altuve on that level. The greatest hitter of our generation as far as bat-to-ball skills. And then on Yordan Alvarez, Nolan Arenado said this. I mean, tough to not like him. Yordan Alvarez is one of the best power hitters ever. Damn. You could have been a part of that lineup. Why didn't you join? But the reason he didn't go, and this was reported, we just didn't hear it from Nolan Arenado himself, is that the changes the Astros made this offseason gave him cold feet. But not to the point where he actually said outright no. He just had second thoughts, and he didn't want to be rushed into a decision. Here's what he had to say about Kyle Tucker. Tucker is one of the best players in the game. When you see a team trade him, 99 out of 100 players would probably be wondering, what does that mean? That's the question I ask myself. And obviously, if I went there, Alex Bregman wouldn't have been going there. That's another player. So the trade doesn't happen. Those were some reasons for pressing the pause button when the Astros and the Cardinals asked him to waive his no trade clause. More from Nolan Arenado. This was the red flag moment. There were rumors of me going there, and there was a chance, but at the end of the day, Bregman wasn't going back there. I think that kind of threw everybody off. I think we all thought there was a chance he would retire an Astro. That group of players, it just seemed like they all gelled well together. When you saw that not happening, it's kind of crazy. Arenado continued saying, seeing both Framber Valdez and Ryan Presley's names appear in trade rumors heightened his apprehension about accepting a trade. Presley, of course, was traded to the Cubs. Framber Valdez is still around, but I do think after a start like last night, that Dana Brown is at the very least thinking about it. Would I do it? Probably not. I'm all in. I am not trying to strip any more parts off this Astros team. I said in the show open, if the window is open, then I'm just going to leave it open, even if things hit the fan, even if there's a fire outside, even if it's 115 degrees in the midst of a Houston summer. I'm leaving that window open. I'm not stripping any more parts. I think the Astros, though, are probably thinking about it. They're thinking to themselves, damn, if this season continues to go this way and say we have our first year in a while where there's no playoff performance at the trade deadline, what do we do about Framber? So we did talk about that, and if you want to weigh in on that on the most interactive sports talk show in Houston, you can. 713-780-3776 to call in, to text in on YouTube at ESPN Houston, on Twitch at ESPN 975. Back to Nolan Arenado, who kicked the Astros' ass last night and also revealed why he did not waive his no-trade clause to join the Astros this offseason. He got a little gaslighty quote, I said to the Astros, I'm not saying no. I just can't make a decision in the window that they needed it. I respect the Astros because they can't wait for me to make my decision, continued Arenado. They have to move on, and they have to make the team better, which they did. They got Christian Walker. They did some other things. I can see how it was taken as no, but they know I didn't say no. It was more of, I need to see how this all plays out first. And I guess things were moving too quickly for Arenado to change his mind about how it all was playing out. But remember, there was some reporting after it was said that Arenado did not waive his no trade clause, that Arenado was still thinking about it and that the Astros were still thinking about it. It just never changed. Here's more from Arenado, and this is why he's not a member of the Houston Astros right now after a 2-double home run as well last night against the Astros and an 8-3 loss for Houston. More from Arenado. Quote, the window was a few days, a length that didn't feel right to me for such a consequential decision. When asked if he sought any input from Astros players or officials while making his decision, Arenado said, quote, not really, end quote. Quote, I didn't want to rush into it. I didn't feel comfortable making that decision within that time frame. I had to make sure they knew that because I didn't want to bring them along for a long time and just tell them no, that didn't feel right. Isn't it a little gaslighty? I'm not saying no. I just can't make the decision right now, but I didn't want to string them along. But you are saying no. I mean, decisions like this, these are the kind of decisions that you do have to make in the moment, right? It's an opportunity to play for a team that probably has a better chance to compete this year than the Cardinals do. Did you see how empty Busch Stadium was last night? Good God. I thought that was a baseball town. I thought Cardinals fans in the Cardinal way was all that mattered. Right? And I know a lot of you guys who remember the Cardinals from the National League day just as much as you hated Albert Pujols and some of those other Cardinals players who gave the Astros troubles in the early 2000s. You hate Cardinals fans because those people are insufferable. Oh, we do it the right way. Oh, shove it up your, you know what? Like, piss off, you know? I hated hearing about how Cardinals fans do it the right way. What a load of crap. So you hated this, but Nolan Arenado could have left that situation for this situation. And he said no. And the answer that he gave, while I appreciate the honesty, him being forthcoming, I do feel like he's being a little bit gaslighty with how he's saying it. I didn't actually say no. No, you did. You said no. You didn't waive the no trade clause. You did say no. It's okay. You're entitled to that decision. You're with the Cardinals now. Maybe at the trade deadline, things change and the Astros make a trade for you and move Isaac Paredes somewhere else. I don't know. All I know is, yes, you did tell them no. You did. Like, don't give us the, I didn't really say no. And he's framing it as, I'm not making a decision now. If you have to go make your team better, do what you have to do. No, this is either you commit or you don't. Committing is a yes. Not committing is no.
Yeah. The fact that you're like, oh, let me wait and see. It's like, then what are you supposed to, what are the Astros supposed to do?
Exactly.
Like, save a spot for you just in case you say yes? Like, that to me is that's the part where it's obviously his side of the story, because what were you waiting on? Like, that seems to be the important part. That's why you didn't sign,
right,
is that you're waiting on something. What'd you wait on? A different team?
Yeah.
I get why you can't say that, but that feels like a key part in figuring out why, like, he could not be lying. He could be not lying, just not sharing the whole thing. It was like, well, I was waiting to see if the Dodgers would trade for me. I was waiting to see if, like, another team would trade for me.
It does feel like that. And it does seem a little bit like dating in 2025.
It is.
You're always looking for better options and you don't want to commit to something that actually might be good. This is how I am. I mean, really, this is 100% me. For example, have been on a few dates with someone who's pretty cool. We'll see where it goes. But also have, let's say, like somebody that I've known for a while, like a lot as a person, probably should like this person a little bit more, and I don't. And then on top of that, I don't know, maybe you run into somebody and that's really attractive at a bar one night, and the next thing you know, you're watching a TV show. It's one of those things where I'm commitment phobic, and by being commitment phobic, at least right now, I'm saying no to things. I'm saying no to things that are being offered to me. That's what Arenado did. And it's funny that he's saying, like, I didn't actually say no. No, you did. You didn't commit. All you had to do is waive your no trade clause.